Let's start. Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all for the today's session. I'll share my screen. So today is very exciting because we are going to learn about the Sdfs, 2D transformation, and some of the cool makeup filters, how you can make it. So I hope you guys are excited. So let me start and share my screen. So before starting, like guys, do you have any doubts or like have you made the effects for Diwali hackathon? Because today is the last day to submit the effects. You can like send me the links. I'll also try, and like if you want some suggestions, you feel free to ask. One of them asked me among you, I think. Yeah, I think who asked me? Guys, at least now you can respond. Okay, Ashil asked me. He has made really very nice effect. Like I just saw it, and very good firework effects, and like a very nice use of mesh and like 3D objects. Great work. Okay, so for the today's session, we are going to learn about the Sdfs. So before starting off directly jumping into the project, I would like to give a small glimpse about Sdfs. So the best thing is we can go through the documentation itself. So yeah, SDF is basically signed distance field. So it is used to create the procedural textures or shapes and patterns. You would have seen that like many a times in order to make the project more like we don't want that the space should be much, and like the animations which we could make directly through the SDFs, why to make with different, why we should go with like creating an alpha channel for the different shapes and all. So we could directly do with SDFs. You can use SDFs in place of large custom texture to keep your effect size to minimum, as it's already mentioned that because it's just in some KB, so you could easily manage the files up to 4 MB. So use SDFs can also help to overcome the analysis like jagged edges on scaled up textures. So there are different operations. First of all, there are different shapes available with different operations. So we are going to deal with all these operations that are there, like SDF difference, where we are taking the two shapes and removing a part of it. So it basically removes one SDF from SDF shape from other. For example, we are taking a circle and then we are removing a rectangle. We have SDF complement that is going to create a complement of an SDF. This makes the inside of SDF shape become outside and vice versa. There is SDF flip intersection, that as the name says, it's going to like intersects two SDF shapes, and the SDF mix, which we are going to use a lot, it is going to mix two SDF shapes. Repeat again, we'll be seeing it how we can repeat the different shapes. Then SDF rotation, rotation, repeat, round, scale, and so on. Apart from this, we have SDF shapes that is being available in Spark, like SDF circle in order to create circle, ellipse, half plane, line, polygonal, rectangle, stars. So all these are shapes, and the above that one, repeat, difference, these all are the operations that we are going to see how we can use in our filters. So let's jump into the project. So I have already created a blank project. So first of all, we are going to create a plane or rectangle, like you can create it according to your wish. Then let's add a material to it. Once we are going to add a material, we all are now aware that the material should be flat if we don't want the light effect to interfere in our project. Now let me give it a name. Give it one. And material also one. Go to view, show and hide patch. So what we are going to do is we'll be creating different shapes here. So let me extract the texture first. Now we have all the SDFs are available in shaders. So you can easily see here, like if we are talking about SDF shapes, then these are the shapes. And if you want to apply the operations, so these are the operations that are there for the SDF. So if we, for example, let's choose as of now SDF star. Now what happens is if you will directly connect SDF star to our respective texture, then you could see that there is a texture that is being created, but you cannot actually justify that it is a star because it's getting blended. So what you have to do is you have to use another patch, that is step. So what it is going to do, it will generate a step function by comparing the two values. Now see what happened. We could see a star shape. Now you can like if you want that inner star should be there, you will be going to connect it to edge. See, like this, you will get a shape that is a star. You can even change the radius accordingly. Like if you want it 0.2, so it will be a pentagon. If it is, for example, inner radius, let me take it as 0.5, 0.3. Okay, like this you can change its shape, size, inner radius, outer radius. Now if we want another shape, so let me duplicate it. Let me connect it to the different patch and let me change its direction. So for this, let's create an SDF circle. Extract its texture. I want a complete circle. Yeah, so okay, one more thing, like if you want that the shape should have smoothness, so what you can do is instead of using step, I'll delete it, go with smooth step. So what this smooth step will do is it will smooth the texture. Just a minute, you can easily differentiate once I connect it. Set. It should be 0. It should come actually. Maybe I have done something. Integration between the steps here. It is going to It should actually come. Wait. Let me see what happened to it. Okay, let me try it another. And it should be, I think, minus 0. Okay. You could now see the smoothness in the edges. And for this also, it would be in, let me give minus 0.5. And that should not be transparent. So let me give it to 0. Okay, cool. So now you can see that the edges are now smooth. So if you want to create the edges should be smooth, so you could use the smooth patch, or else you can go with the step itself. For example, 0.1. So it will be in a circle. Minus 0.9. Yeah, so like this you could use it according to your requirement. I'll be going with step again, and let me duplicate it. Duplicate the material. And let me extract the texture. So you could see the SDF line here. If you want it to extract the inner part only, so you could go with edge. You can even change the color of it, opacity, blend mode, etc. You can add camera texture to it. So like this, there are so many different SDF shapes which you could find it. Duplicate it. Again, you duplicate. Extract the texture. Change the position. And let me attach to it. So you could see the polygon here. So yeah, like this, there like so many shapes are available for SDFs. You can even apply the animations and you can make a lot of new things here. So I have a file. I'll show you how all the SDFs looks like. Just a minute, it will get open. Then we'll see how we can use the SDFs in creating face filters. Let the project get opens. Oh, what happened now is so yes, let's see how these shapes are being made through SDFs. So what we have here is different shapes. These all are rectangles. I have like a couple of rectangles here. Then we have materials here, which you could see. And in the patch editor, you could see the different patches that have been made. So, just a minute. Okay, cool. So what's happening here is the first one, as you can see, it's a circle. So I have applied a loop animation with the transition, and it is quadratic in out. You can change it to quadratic in or whatever you want. And then I have attached it to SDF circle, and then we have a smooth edge of 0.1 as a minimum edge and 0 as max edge. And then we have extracted the circle material similarly like how we were doing, and then you can even change the color for the different shapes if you want. And then we have a SDF ellipse. Here I have put the quadratic in out with start and end transition and with a loop animation. We have a smooth edge of 0.1 with max of minus 0.1. So this is how we have our eclipse. Then we have half plane. So half plane is this one. You can easily see. And then we have SDF line. So this is SDF line. Then we have SDF polygon. So this is our polygon. The animation is just because of this animation loop and transition, but like you can set the start and end and the curve. Then we have SDF rectangle. Then we have SDF star. The procedure will remain the same. So once all these shapes we learn about all these shapes, let's jump into the operations, how you can apply the operations on the different shapes. So here you can see that this one, we have a patch that have been used, that is the annular patch. So what's happening here is basically we have a loop animation and a transition. This is so very simple. Then we have this patch. So you could easily right click on it, and in the shaders you will find it, or you could directly type SDF annular. So just attach the patch, and you can attach the smooth step and the texture. Once you finish it, you could see something like this. And also I have attached the SDF star, so the inner star is available. Like you could easily see the animation into it. Then we have the difference patch. So what the difference patch is doing is we have two SDFs attached to it. The first one is SDF star and the SDF circle. So what we are doing is we are actually different, like removing the making a difference of two patch, star and circle. You can easily see here how it's happening. From this star, circle is being extracted. So that's how we are using this two SDFs, and then we are using SDF difference as an operation, and then simply with this step in the texture we are extracting it. Then we have this one. This is flip. Now you could see what flip is doing. As the name said, it is flipping. So we have SDF line, we have attached to the SDF flip, and then we have the smooth, and the rest remains the same. So what you have to do is you just have to like see how it's actually working on. Then we have this one. So this is how intersection SDF intersection is working. So again, for the intersection one, we have SDF circle, and then for the second we have SDF line. You could just like, it is basically both of these shapes are being intersected, and then H as well as our diffusion texture. Then we have SDF mix. It is mixing the two SDF. So this one is SDF star that is being attached to SDF1. For SDF2 also I have SDF circle. And then in the mix, we have the transition as well as loop animation. Then we have attached it with the smooth step and the texture. Now the next one is Sdf repeat. So what Sdf repeat do is, as the name states that it is going to repeat the texture. Now how the texture is being repeated is, we have Sdf star here. So Sdf star, I have set the radius, and then we have the like size and mirroring. Like if you want to repeat it, then you could see the difference. If you want to repeat in XY directions, you could do it. If you just want to repeat in X direction, so like this, you could easily variant. And then we have smooth and this. Then we have rotation. So I have attached the SDF star, this one, into the SDF with the operation as SDF rotation. Then we have rotation repeat. You could easily see the difference between rotation and rotation speed. And then we have the rounding. So what we did is we attached the SDF star with the roundings, and then with the patch as well as the texture extraction. So what happens is, you could see that for the some effects, the color is coming. So how this color is coming is because of the gradient patch. So the gradient, in this gradient step, what you could do is you could set the color of the gradients. Like if you want a specific color, you should click on it and then just change it. So you could see the changes. Simply after the smooth text, you have to apply the gradient texture. So all these things like smooth difference, and then we have smooth intersection, then we have this one, smooth union, then we have translation, we have twist patch. So what this twist patch will do is, as you can see that the animation is being twisted to either of the side or directions. So like this, you could see that I have attached the SDF star, and then we have the smooth step, and then you could just attach the diffusion texture. If you want it to be like in a color of 2, then you could attach it to gradient step. And at last we have union. So as you know that intersection and union, for the intersection we have the intersection of 2 patches. So in union, what we are doing is we have the first one circle and star. So you could see the difference between union and intersection here. Like for last one it is union, and for the intersection we have the different patch. So like this, you could easily make use of SDFs, and it is really easy to understand. So let's create some cool filters with it. Just a minute. Okay, let me create a new project. Okay, so we will see how we can use SDF for the face tracker and for face filters. We'll be adding the face mesh. Let me take the texture shader type as flat. We'll be adding, let me change the color to blue. Okay. So what we'll be doing is, we'll be extracting the texture, and then we'll be using SDF star with SDF twist. And then with the help of mix texture, we could easily mix 2 patches. Oh, sorry, not mix, SDF mix. Okay. And then we'll be taking a step. And for the SDF2, let me take SDF circle. Not from here. Let me attach to the SDF2. And in the mix, we'll have some transition effect. So let me add a loop animation and a transition. Let it be mirrored. And then in this for vector 3, we'll take a number. Then we'll be attaching it to mix. Let's set the values first. So for this, outer radius will keep 0.2. And for the inner radius, we'll keep 0.01. And for circle, the point, let's keep it 10 or 12. You can set the SDF circle also if you wish. अभी के लिए तो it's fine. For SDF twist, let's do something like make the twist to 12. Oh, nice. Then we have SDF. We can increase the duration also. For now in 2 seconds, it will make, and you can even change the curve to either quadratic out, elastic in. I think this is looking nice. And then you can even change the location. I think we changed it. What else we could do is we can change the color of it. Even like you can repeat the steps by using the repeat SDF repeat. So if we attach it to SDF steps, then see different pattern. Nice. You can even change the variant. So like this, you could easily make different types of shapes and patterns. And if you don't want it to be on face mesh, you could choose a plane, or you could even choose rectangle. For example, if you want the texture should be on a rectangle. You can even change the color of it. For example, yeah, so like this, you can create a lots of new effects, which you can just see the patterns by using the SDFs instead of going for animation loops and then creating different sorts of animations and all. So I think it looks really cool. I'll share this file with you all. I'll save it. Guys, understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Found it easy or difficult? By the way, you can do one more thing. Let me try to tell you all. Wait, like you could just disable this, and for the rectangle we can do it. Just a minute. Let me add one more rectangle first. We'll be extracting the person segmentation. Go to camera and the segmentation, extract the person segmentation, and then add a material. Choose the shader type as flat, and let's go to alpha channel. Choose person segmentation, and we want this person segmentation to be back side of it. Wait, let me add one more. Before this, what I was telling you is, let me change the color of it, and then let me extract the texture. And what I'll be doing is, let me add one more rectangle. We'll be adding the person segmentation, but with camera texture. So let me extract the camera texture, and then we'll be using the camera texture here. And what we will do is we'll increase the back rectangle to scale of 1.1. Oh, wait, let me undo it. One, and then we'll be changing it from here. So like this, you can create filters like this. So even this look fine. And if you want to add a blur effect to just for this person segmentation, so first of all, just try to give the name, not like me. So if you want to give a LUT effect to this, what you can do is you can extract this texture, or if you want to make it black and white, so just go to your asset library and extract the edges color. Once it gets extracted, attach the texture to the camera texture. Oh, we haven't used it. Wait. Drag the camera texture to the patch editor. Attach our RGBA channel, and then go to saturation and give the saturation is -1. So you can see it is looking good. And if you want the texture, I think it is fine. You don't have to do anything else. You can even try on some other. So like this, you could create different types of and it looks really good. Guys, understanding? SDFs? Students, at least give a
Yes,
response.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, found it good. Easy. Okay, I'll save this and I'll share with you all. And now let's learn about the 2D transformation. What you guys want first, 2D transformation of or makeup filter? Guys, I'm giving you an option. Difficult. Oh, it seems difficult until it's done. When you will start using it now, like just make 2-3 filters, you'll find it easy. Even I used to think SDF is a nightmare, but it is not, trust me. Okay. So let's create beauty filters now. Let me add, first of all, for all the like makeup filters, what we'll be needing is some blush, some counter, lipstick, etc., etc. All these things we'll be needing. So what we'll do is, first of all, let's add a face mesh and make it smooth. You can keep the smoothing according to your wish. I'll be keeping it around 75. And then let me add some effects that I have already, not effects, like blush, counter, highlight, etc., which I already have. So I'll be adding it. So blush, stick. Let me add some more. Let's compress the textures. And let me also add a color lot as well as the face texture. Whatever will be keeping it. I'll be having instead of here, we'll go with patches. We have fast color alert. You can even find in asset libraries, so you could go for it. And then we'll be having a lot. So let me take a lot. Okay, let's take this one. Compress it. Okay, so what we'll be doing is we'll be adding another face mesh. And we'll keeping the shader type as flat. And then we'll be adding first of all blush. So this is contour, this is blush, and we add it. We'll change the face mesh name to blush. So I have two types of blush. The first one is just blush, and the second one is where it will have some effects on nose as well as eyes. So I'll be taking this one. Let me add it. And then let's add a color. Little bit dark and make it blend mode as multiply. So you could see that if it's having 0 as an opacity, you couldn't see any blush. But if you add some blush, you could see. So I think this one looks pretty good and gold also. And then we have nose highlight. So we'll be adding a face mesh again. Go to physically paste and then add a texture, nose highlight, and then make it to add. And then yeah, I think, see, this is 0 and you just have to add a little bit, otherwise too much it will be shining a lot. So I think this one is fine. 22 or let's go with 19. You can see the nose is highlighted. And then let me change the name of this. And then let's add. Oh, I have to add eyelashes and eyeliner also. Wait, I'll add. Let's add eye counter. So we have a counter effect, but it's too much. So we'll be setting it. I think this is fine. Then let's name it to. And then let's add eyeliner. It would be in. Where I could find eyeliner. Be adding both of it because we need eye deformation also. Let me add one more face mesh. Make it as flat. And we'll be adding eyeliner. One is fine. So if you want to like keep the eyes stiff, like in a little bit of eyeliner, or you want it to be like more, then you could add a deformation. I'll show you how. Eyeliner. So here you can add a eye deformation, and then like you can set it according to. So I don't want right now because for me, I think this one is fine, no issues. So after adding eyeliner, what you can add is lipstick. So let's add another face mesh and material. Let me add it as flat. You can keep the opacity according to your wish. And if you want it dark tone, I think this one is okay. Fine. Anything else what we can do is, if you want to add a noise texture, you can add it. And wait, let me add a rectangle. Make it as flat. And then we'll be adding, let's go to, don't forget to uncheck the write to depth and use depth. We'll go with show and hide patch editor. And then we'll be adding, first of all, a noise texture. Wait. Texture and noise texture. And we could, like, if you want to keep it like this, you could, or else what you can do is go to add and then you can keep it. I like to keep it in alpha mode or to the screen mode. Both looks fine. And go with alpha. So like this, you can add a noise texture to your effect, so it will make a green, like somewhat dust or green look. And even you can add some dust effect too. Just add a rectangle, make the shader type as flat, and add a texture. Wait, let me add a animation sequence. Now it will look good. Don't forget to go in the advanced render option and uncheck the depth effect and write to depth effect, which I completely forgot, and then go to alpha and add it. You can even decrease the rate here of FPS of animation loop frame per second, because I think it's too much, 25. Let's go with 15 or 7, 5. Okay, this is okay. And even you can increase or decrease the opacity. I think this is fine. Yeah. If you want to add a effect also, you can do it. Let me add another rectangle. uncheck the depth effect, and then go to shader type is flat, extract the texture, go to camera, extract camera texture, and then we'll be needing fast color alert and a LUT effect. Now wait, we want it to okay. And then what we can do is, I think this is enough. We have included everything. If you want to increase the blush opacity, then again you can add one more, because like if you go and added that blush, then it will be more over eyes and nose also. So it's better to add one more face mesh, and then you can add a material to it. Type cherry type is flat, and then just add a texture to it. So we'll be keeping it a bit red. Multiply. Yes, so this is okay. And then you can even see how it looks on other. So yeah, it is fine. I'll save the project for this one also. Guys, do you have any doubts? Guys, hello, am I audible? Hello,
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
any doubts?
Ma'am, for that eyeliner texture and lipstick texture, we need to first create a texture and we need to add that to
Yes,
face
yes, you
mask,
can
right?
create it on like either you can use PicsArt, which I have told you on the previous class. You can create it or on the face mesh itself. Like we have different face assets files. Wait, I'll show you how it looks. There you can extract it, the textures, and then you can just make it directly on Spark and use it. Even for the blush, highlight, all these things like this, it will, because the back one was our face asset, we just like did in the form of layers, right? So हमने पीछे की layer हटा दी. पीछे की layer में क्या था? It was face texture where you could see your face. So like this you can create blush also, and you can create nose highlight like this, and eyeliner also. Understood? I'll show you in which. Did you watch my spatial class that was there last time? Hello, who asked me? Hello, 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 hello. Who asked me? I couldn't see. Guys, at least give a response, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
I understood. We have to
yeah.
add
So
the
what you have
texture
to
to the
do
face
is,
mesh.
sorry.
We have to add the texture to the face mesh.
Yes, yes, exactly. What you have to do is like you can either use on your mobile PicsArt, or if you are very familiar with Photoshop, then you can do it. Just keep one layer, this one, and the other one will be the transparent layer. So what you can do is you can add a blush here, some red color where you want, and then just remove this layer and keep that layer, save it, and just use it in the Spark, because the layer will look like this then. like this blush. So for this, it will look like this, and you can easily extract the texture like this and add the color or highlight to it. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. So like this you can do it, and if you guys would have seen the tattoo filters, then just you have to add a skin segmentation, and then you can add the tattoo files also. I'll show you the effect. Wait. uh, then we have one more topic, 2D transform, for today, and then that's of just 2 minute work. Let me explain you how the tattoo filters are being made, and then you can even add eyelashes and other things to your projects. So see this project. So if you want to create a project where you want some face tattoos and 3D eyelashes or something like that, so what you can do is, first of all, see, there is nothing big in this. You have to create a canvas for latent segmentations and one for noise effect if you want. If you don't want the noise effect, you can just disable it. It's all up to you. And then for the you have to add a face tracker, and in the face tracker there are different um, face meshes I have added. So this is head occluder. Why I have added a head occluder? Because see, if you'll add a skin segmentation, so what will happen? The tattoos will come up to your head, but like it will look somewhat weird because there would be a space between your face and hat, and it will look really weird in it. So I have added a head occluder to it, so that the this tattoos over your head won't be visible, as you can see it here. And then I have added different face meshes. This is for the face, and this also. So I have added uh, what we can say, the face fillers, like somewhat nose is being made a little small, and lips, as you can see that lips are little bit made it more, in shape of like somewhat big. And then what I did is uh, for the eyeliner as well as eyelashes. So this eye left and eye right is for eyelash. So what I did is, like how I told you, you can add eyelash from the face assets, and then directly you can use it. So this is how our eyelashes looks like. And what you have to do is you have to add plane in it, and with the plane you will take the position as well as the rotation of the plane. So what we have to do is, here simply you have to extract first, go to face, and then extract the face tracker and create a patch for it. So once you create the patch, so the patch will look somewhat like this: face finder, face select, and face tracker. This will be made for you. So what you'll be doing is, you can see that eyelashes are applied to your eyes. Okay, so you'll be from the face tracker's face, you need a right closed eye as well as left closed eye, and then you'll be creating a not signal to it, and then you'll make it visible, your eyelashes. And if you want to fix in a position, then you have to put in an eyeball. So what in eyeball it will be there, you will use the left eyeball rotation as well as right eyeball rotation for if you are applying the like you could see I have also applied the eye lenses. because the lens color is somewhat green. This one, see. So we have applied the eye lens in eye left as well as eye right. You could see, if I increase the, or if I change the color to red or black, you could differentiate. See. So how I have applied the eye color. So what you have to do is go to your eye plane and extract the position as well as rotation. So this is the position, and the left part here, it is the rotations. So what you have to do is you have to attach the left eye rotation to the uh, your left eye, I mean in the left eye rotation, and for the right eye rotation you have to attach in the eyeballs right eye rotation. Once you attach this, see, this is for this one. And if you want to extract the position, so what you have to do is you have to go for the left iris, and in left iris you have to add patch, and simply you have to attach the position. Similarly, in the eyeball you have to take the right iris, see this one, and then you have to attach it to the add patch and the position of the right eye. Like this you can apply the lenses. So you can easily apply the eye lenses like this. Then I have piercing. So this is basically a 3D object. See, if I make it like invisible, you won't be able to see it. How it's working. So this is a 3D object that is being created and added the piercing. So as of now, I just remove it. And then we have face dust, retouching effect, eyeliner. So you guys understood how to add an eyeliner. And for eyelashes, again, it's not a big deal. You just have to screen it off and add it. And then I have added the some counter as well as eyeshadow effect and some blush, lip tint, etc., etc. So those things you can do it. So if you have to add an eyelash, so this is a null object that I have created. Inside the null object, I have added the 3D eyelash. You could see this. See. So in order to attach the eyelash, you just have to add it here, and then you have to set the position in the LUTs. So here it's a bit complex, but never mind. You don't have to mug up everything. Like slowly while learning and creating, you will easily get it. You have to use the eyelids, and then you have to attach it. Like, don't go too complex. It's not that too complex, but yeah. For now, you could create the filter that I taught, but for your reference, I was just showing that you can create filter like this also. So yeah, you can like learn how even this one also, how you can for initial you could go with that one, and like if you get to know how to make it, you can just jump over it. So yeah, like this you can create it. And if you think how I've created the lips like this, so I have just added a, I have made it over sculpt, like I taught you guys. From that I have just made some changes over nose and lips, and then I added over the face meshes like this. Here I have added a face. So right now it's 35. I can create I can make it to 100, so it looks quite weird. And if it is 0, so it is normal lips. So like this you can add according to your wish. So simply like this you can play around it and learn how to make the filters of makeup. And apart from this, Spark also have a block of makeup that you can use it on your project. For example, if you just want the eye color, Okay, so you don't have to do all those stuff that I was doing. You just have to do it like go to your asset library, go to the blocks, and in the blocks you'll get the eye color. View all. The eye color block is already there, so you don't have to mug up the patches. You just add the add the block directly to your respective project, and once you add it, what you have to do is you have to drag it to your face tracker. So just add retouching effect to your effect, and then add a block to your face tracker. Once you add the block, you can set the parameters of iris according to your eye color, whatever you want. For example, you want something like brownish effect, so you can go to it, or if you want to create blue eyes, completely your choice. So as of now, I don't know what color I want, but something greenish, sea or blue green. Yeah, even you can increase or decrease the iris opacity. So if you're creating some ghost effect, so you could increase the like either iris or pupil, whatever you want. You can increase or decrease it and play over it. Like if you want to increase the scaling, uh, like this, see. So just it's all about like play and learn. So you can just increase or decrease the values and even change the pupil color to, for example, blue or dark green, anything. And then you can just work on your project and add the different materials or asset files into it. And so let me teach you all guys how you can transform the rectangles with the help of 2D transform. So I'll just remove the block अभी के लिए. हम लोग समझते हैं पहले कैसे करना है. So what we'll be learning is about the 2D transform pack. We'll be downloading it from the, I think patch, it's already there. Let me delete the eye color first. And now let me add a rectangle. Add a material to it. Oh wait. Fill the width and height. Make the material as flat. Extract the camera texture. Drag the camera texture to your patch. And then you need 2D transform pack. So what this 2D transform pack is basically, it will scale, rotate, and reposition a 2D texture or object according to your requirements. So what we will be needing is a texture transform. So what this texture transform is going to do is it will again like either scale, rotate, pivot, or reposition a texture that is being assigned to it. So we'll be taking the texture as the camera texture, and in the 2D transform pack we'll be attaching the 2D transform to its transform. And let me extract the material texture from the diffusion texture of a rectangle. So let me extract the texture and let's attach to it. So as of now, you won't see any difference what happened here. But if we change the scalings, then you could easily see. For example, let me scale it to towards the y direction as 0.5. So see, you could see that now the texture is being shifted to y direction. If you want to make it into x direction, so you just make it 0.5 and make it 0. And if you want to change the scaling of for example, let's do 2, it will create some zoom effect. So let's keep by also 2. So you could see that the texture is somewhat zoom, and from here you can also keep it like um, for axis, let's keep 0.7 and let's keep it 0.5. So you could, okay, 0.3 is fine. Now 0.5, 0.9, 0.6. Okay, like this. So what happens is you would have seen some filters where we have like some aesthetic filters where we create small rectangles of different shapes, and if we want the texture to be zoomed in, so we even keep a track of that also. So like this you can easily use the transformation pack. Otherwise what happens is if you'll keep on uh, like increasing or decreasing the rectangle with the camera texture, then what will happen, I'll show you why you need this 2D texture patch. So if I take this rectangle and give the texture as camera texture. Oh. And let me give the texture as camera texture. Now what happens is if you are going to decrease this rectangle, now the full shape would get some like somewhat big or small. See, if I do it like this, how it looks. And you can't even zoom it. But if you are doing same with the transform pack, it looks so crystal clear, and even you could see how the features are being highlighted. So instead of doing like this, you should always use the 2D transform pack and make the use of it. So let me go with this, and one more patch is there, I'll explain you. You just have to go to your asset library and go to patches, shaders. We have uh, texture 2D transform. Import it. Again, it is same only. Nothing is changed. So what you can do is just drag it to your patch editor. Take texture as a camera texture, and then let me disable the first rectangle. And for the second one, we need the texture again. Now you won't be able to see the difference once I scale to 0.5. 0.5. Now you could see the difference. So what you can do is, if you want to create a filter like the background is blur or something, you would have seen so many filters around Instagram too. So what you could do is just add one more rectangle, drop it to the above, and Now, so you can even use 2D textures. Sorry, 2D text. So you can write here something or the other. So what I'll be doing is I'll choose a camera texture here, or wait, let me extract this texture. And if you want to use a blur effect, you could go to assets and take a blur patch. Let me take adjust color and we'll make it black and white. So what we'll be doing is we'll go with -1. क्या हुआ ये? Oh, I have not attached it to the texture as camera texture. Okay, you could easily see that the background is black now. Now, if you want the this instead of 0.5, you want the 2D transform to go with somewhat 0.65, because I think it will be good, or even more than this 0.8. 0.8. Okay. Now what we'll be doing is, if you want to add a color to this, you can do it. But before this, let me change the shape of this one, a second rectangle. So if you want to keep it in some shape, then what you could do is just extract the alpha channel. And what you can do is, if you have a curved rectangle, I don't know if I'm having, let me see in my downloads only. I'm not sure I would be having or not. There could be a curved rectangle. Instead of finding here, let me go to Google only and download better. Wait. I don't think I'm having or not. Curved rectangle PNG. You can extract, you can choose any of the file you want. For example, let me take this one. So as soon as it gets downloaded, just extract the texture. Yeah, so it looks now in a shape. And even you can make it big or small, like if you want. But as of now, it is fine. Let me keep one here and duplicate it. Okay, now if you want to add a color to both of these rectangles, you just have to add a fast color LUT and a LUT effect. Let's do quickly that one also. Let me choose any of my project file and let's add a patch. And let me add a color too. So let's make it somewhat brown. This one only. So you have camera texture already being used. So just take extract the texture and add to the fast color LUT. Add a LUT to it. And then what you have to do is both of the rectangles have a same material. So if I am extracting one, so both will get extracted. Okay, we have already attached a 2D transform to it. So what we'll be doing is we'll be attaching the texture here only directly. Nice. So you could see that the color is being applied to it. And if you want the background should be blur, so that also you can do it here with the help of blur patch. So before using any of the patches, make sure that you see how you have to use. So you just have to extract the texture and then add to the material. So we'll be doing it like that only. So we have adjust color here. Okay. So what you will be doing is you will be attaching the output to the blur patch. So let's take the texture and attaching it to it. And you can even increase or decrease the opacity. Abhi it's 0.5. Let's make it 0.7. One more thing, like I have taught you about the slider UI. So if you want to add a slider UI, first of all, make it to Instagram and then make it visible and add the amount from the amount itself. So what you can do is while using the filter, you could increase or decrease the blur opacity. And if you want to keep it constant, just remove this one and make it whatever you want, 0.7 or 0.8. 0.7 looks good. So that's how you can make the effect like this. Then it's up to you if you want to make it more, like want to add some more dust effect or something, you can add one more rectangle and you can make it. And if you want to make these shapes to circle or anything else, then also I think you guys would have easily got, you just have to add to the alpha channel and then you'll be easily able to make it like that. So I hope you guys would have easily understood the 2D transform as well as the texture 2D transform patch, both of it. Guys, do you have any doubt? Guys, let me save this project so that I can share it with you. Guys, do you have any doubt or you got understood everything?
Got it, ma'am.
Got it? Uh, so you can easily create a lot of effects from this. If you want to add uh, like a frame or something, I think that then also you can do it. if you want to recreate a filter from existing one, then also you could just make use of something or the other. For example, just make, if you want to make it simple, just take this one, remove the alpha, and let me change the position to, and scaling also to 0. Oh wait, we can change the scaling from the texture itself. So we have 0.8 now. So what you can do is 0.5 and 0.5. 0.6 is better. So like this. And if you want to create a filter like Polaroid date, so what you can do is, since I already have the texture of it, I mean like background of it, so I can directly use it. You can find it in PicsArt. There are so many Polaroid date. So let me choose this. Compress it to none. And then what you have to do is add a rectangle. Make the width and height is full. Add a material to it. Make the shader type as flat. Add a texture. Now what you have to do is you have to set this Polaroid according to your filter. For example, let me increase this. Acha, one more thing, you should be knowing about pinning. So abhi kya hoga ki if I change it to some different device, for example iPhone to iPhone 8 or iPad, so you could see that this background is going somewhere and the image is going somewhere. To make that pin, what you have to do is pin it to center. Just click on the center pin, and for this rectangle also you have to do the same. Just pin it to center. Just pin it to center. That's it. So abhi koi se bhi device ke liye it will look like this only. So what we'll be doing is we'll be rotating it. Or if you want to rotate this one also, then you can. Or if you don't want to, then keep it like that only. And then what you can do is add a 2D texture, 2D text, sorry. And make the width and height full. Remove the texture. Insert it to current date. Small. Let me keep it too small. And then the same thing you have to do it with this also, otherwise what will happen, it will be somewhere else. So you have to pin it, rotate it, let me increase the font size to 50. Nice. And yeah, what else you want to, I think this is pretty fine now. Because if you use more text, then it will be look something, too messed up and it won't look good. So I think this one is fine. So with this you can just make some more filters, like if you want to keep the background also colorful instead of black. So let me do that thing also for you. So if you have missed the picker UI, so your concept will get brush up. So what I'll be doing is adding a picker UI. I'm not doing tap to change because I think that you guys can easily do it. So what we'll do is we'll add first numbers because we want it to differentiate from 1 and 2. So I'll go to AR. Let me extract 1 and 2. And let me go and do the compression first. First of all, you have to make this picker UI visible. So once you make it visible, take it like this. So what we'll be doing is we'll be selecting an option index is exactly equals to. So this one will be 0 will be for the first index, first one and first frame, and for the second frame, for the second frame we'll be choosing 1 because here indexing is starting from 0. So make the second number as 1. Now what we'll be doing is हमारा भी background का shape, this second one is for black and white background. If you want to confirm it, you could see it, and please try to change the name, otherwise you will be confused. So I'll be giving black BW for the black and white shade. So what I'll be doing is, see, this rectangle is the color, the black and white one. So what I want to do is, if first wants to click on second, I want it to be black and white. So I'll make it visible to the second exactly equals to, I mean here. And for the first one, see. But first one ka background abhi simple hai. You could easily see the color difference of this one and this one. So we want that the background should also be having the color of this shade. So what you guys will be doing is you have to create one more rectangle. And you have to shift this rectangle to above black and white. Okay. Now abhi you can't see it, but wait, once you'll extract the texture, then you will be easily able to see it. So what we'll be doing is we'll be extracting the texture, diffusion texture of it, and we'll be attaching it to the color LUT that we already did it, but that was for texture transform. So let me go to camera texture and add a fast color LUT. Let me add the same color texture to it. Okay, wait. You have to again add a color here, same one. So let me go and add a color to it. It's one, it was one, I think, the texture. Yeah, so let me add the same texture again. And let me do the compression to none. And let's add to the LUT effect. Go to a respective rectangle. Go to its texture and attach to it. Cool. So you could see that for the first one, it is black and white, and for the second one, it is the first rectangle. So the best practice is to extract its texture, make it visible to the first one. refresh your effect or restart it. So for first one it is this, for second one it is this. So I hope you guys have understood how to make the use of 2D transform uh, patch, and how you can like pin your rectangles to the screen, so that if you change the this effect to different devices, it won't be looking different to all the other devices. For example, for iPhone, if the date is coming here, for some Android, the date will go to somewhere up and down. It happens because people forget to do the pinning. So pinning is very important. Then go and do add an instruction tab to change, because if you use a tab to second, it will change. So it is a good practice to just keep the instructions on it. Otherwise, if someone is using your effect, this is so fine, you have put the picker UI. If you don't give the instruction, then it will be like people won't be aware that what you have to do in this filter. So you should always keep in mind all these small things that makes it much nicer for you all. So guys, any doubts? Guys,
No, ma'am.
understood? Guys, if you have any questions, you can ask. So I'll assume you guys have got it everything. If you want to make this one also blur, because see, for the second one, it is blur. So how you can make this blur is just go to this one. Wait. Add a blur patch. Attach it to your camera texture. And go to your fast color texture at 0.7. 0.7. Now let's see. First one is also blur. But please try to make the patches not like this messed up. You just have to keep everything in a form of readable patches, not like this. So try to attach the patches in a form of readable format. So if someone is going through your project, he or she should understand what you are doing and how you are doing. So what you could do is, for example, these patches, so you can comment out, you can add a comment here and just do it like whatever this is doing. This one is for back, first one's back color. So you can do it like that. Then you can make the comments for another patch for this one. So what you could do is just attach it and then again comment out. So like this is a good practice to keep in mind, so that if anyone else is going through a project or you are doing in a team, so your team members should understand what you are doing apart from you. And this one is for picker UI. So this comment is one, and you can even add a comments here. Go and click here and write, for example, UI. Like this you can. Oh, picker UI is, you can't give the name because it's of patch name. Control A. Okay. Option. Like this you could keep on commenting and all. So I hope you guys have understood about SDFs in this one. So quickly I'll show you one filter that I made with the help of SDFs. I'll try to explain you. It will hardly take 5 more minutes and then we can drop off the call. Just a minute. I was trying to create a filter of like pop arts. Um, Wait, I'll open it because I already made it. Comic style. Like this. Nice. So see you. This one I was talking about. So this filter is purely made with SDFs. So what I did is I'll explain you over the patches. So you basically need three patches here: tritone shader, adjust color, and the gradient of four color. So you just have to attach one rectangle over it, extract the texture of the rectangle. So this is the rectangle texture. Now what I did here is I have added the SDF circle first, and then I have applied a SDF operation, that is SDF repeat. And with this repeat, I have attached it to the SDF, and I have attached a loop animation over the range of 0.1 to 0.9. So this is basically for the this texture that is being there. So you could see that the texture is getting repeated here with the help of repeat patch, this one. So this, then again, you know that step, you have to use it. And uh, with this step, what I did, I mixed these two colors, black and white, to create this black and white dots, and then I have multiplied over the shaders. Now what I did here is this tritone shader. In the tritone shader, for this four color gradient, I have applied it to the highlight color. Now if you won't do it now, it will not look like a comic. See, I'll show you how. If you don't apply the four gradient, so it will simply look over full yellow highlighted color, or the color that you choose is here. So in order to make it something like a face color, I just opt for four color gradient. These four colors I have chosen, and then I have attached it to the highlight here. So once you do this, once you attach to the highlight, and you have to just multiply the texture as well as the midtone, and just keep the highlight threshold as well as shadow threshold to 0.7, because see, if you keep this 0.1 or less than that, you could see the difference here. Sorry, like this 0.9 or 1, or you could keep 0.7. So I think 0.3 is pretty good, and 0.1, if you see, you can't even look yourself here. And if you keep it 0.9, so again, like it's mixed a lot. So 0.7 is fine. And then I have attached the edges color so that it may look something like us otherwise. See, this is normal, and this is with our edges color. I have adjusted some brightness as well as saturation over it. So simply like this, you could create the effect with the help of SDFs. So SDF is like a very nice tool, and it is really interesting to create so many patterns. Like you could create over face tracker or plane tracker, or even on simple effects. You just have to use it. And if you see the like project file also, then it will be somewhat in KB only, I think. 5.83 KB only. So that's why it is preferable to use the SDFs in your projects. Guys, any doubt?
No, man.
Okay. So shall we wind up, or if you want to ask something, you can. You have an assignment of this. I'll share it. You guys completed the previous assignment. So this is your assignment for this week. You just have to create a filter using SDF and a beauty filter. You could choose it according to your wish. Guys, you all have made Diwali filter.
Yes, ma'am.
So like today is the last date, so just try to submit it fast. If you haven't, else it's good. Stop sharing. It went. Okay, then if you guys don't have any doubt, shall we wind up? Okay, guys, then try to submit the assignment on time you have this week. And if you have any doubt, you can either ping me on WhatsApp on our group, or like you could ask in personally too. Okay, then see you guys. All the best for your Diwali filter.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
hope you guys won. You guys win. Sorry. Okay, then let's meet next week. Bye bye. Take care. See you. Happy Diwali.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali. Bye.